I always say that when you wake up in your bed, you have these like missions that you have to complete to get to the next level. And then when you go through your day, people distract you. There's loads of distractions, whether it's like, well, I don't want to name them, but they're everywhere. You know what I mean? They're just there to sway you off your path of what you woke up in the morning to think and to do to get you to the next level of your game.
Greetings. This is the current setup. Oh my god, these retainers. A second. Okay, retainers are out. So, moving to London, and London is one of those places that just looks like it has a grey filter all over it. Like everything is just grey. And I don't know if it's because of the weather, but like that's new. Uganda has like a brown filter instead. So, found that interesting.
Free driving by Kingston, but I ain't back a yard. Do it like Southgate done Sancho. I find a young G and tell him play with the stars. Bro, I really wanna see the girl naked, but she's taken, so I ain't had a chance. Browning got an attitude that's German concerning, cause she ain't had a car. I had an angel in Manny, I Di Maria, then I take her to France. I ain't never gotta argue with no DJ, can none of my ops get played on the dance. I told my girl, let's go to Jamaica. She said, David, don't play with my heart. State of the art, making it last. I got one shot and I'm making it last. Wait, my man said that he's on me, talking's cheap, that's an Alcatel. Violate, we bring agents to your estate like I'm trying to make houses sell. More time, I like innocent chicks, but Tuesday I need me a rowdy girl. I'm looking at that girl's ex, babe, you ain't never fucked with an alpha male. Man, right now I'm living in Central, dog. A 1-2 flight ain't flexing, dog. Baby, I see Gatwick, Airport, more than your man sees congestion charged, you get me? You get me, dawg, yeah. Respect me, dawg. You don't really wanna upset me, dawg. Me and babe broke up, got back together, now I'm living on a celibate one. I don't wanna talk too much about girls, cause trust me, it's really a delicate one. Groupies wanna come back for the fame, bro, I ain't gotta ask, it's a definite one. She's gonna settle for a UK rapper, but I know she prefer an American one. You ain't ever put in no goddamn work, job centre, that nigga's on a benefits one. I spent most of my time in school excluded, and teachers were belling my mum. I used to play football with a Polish, same time the man then was selling them skunk. Kurva mass niggas on a peddling one, 0.8 on a generous one, you get me? The attitude super. This year I'm body positive, plus size don't matter, I ain't mad at no fubar. Are you Fuzzy? I think I see my man, I'm telling boss man stop the cabbie and Uber. Me and babe we're stuck to the end, both fucked in the head like Alice and Luther. Switcher, I ain't even gotta have no reason. You see it, yeah, cool.
After a while of watching so many folks effortlessly attempt muscle ups and crazy calisthenics movements, I was inspired to hit my one. I really need to practice those, lol. Because what do you mean one? In an environment where guys are going like 5 non-stop, right? But Gymshark definitely provided such a fire experience. I mean, getting to meet some of your favorite athletes and inspirations was such a blessing, and watching one of my top podcasters, Chris Williamson, interview C-Bum live was for sure a top feeling. The general atmosphere of the Lift London event is not one you encounter often. I mean, the potential recruits for Love Island was off the charts. Definitely inspired me to get refocused on my diet, on my training, and my habits. Of course, after the weekend, we had to cheat on the diet for sure during this one. And the agenda for day 2 was basically just trying to get to meet and greet C-Bum. Though the line was horrendous, we ended up waiting about 2 hours to get a picture with C-Bum and like shake his hand and like small talk and all that. But it was definitely worthwhile, so that's one of my top inspirations, I'm not gonna lie. So if it means waiting for that dude for 2+ hours, I might as well, because how often do you get that chance, man? I also had to sneak in a brief frame of Sam Sulek, because that's another inspiration for sure. Like, it's crazy how he rose to fame just shooting videos in his car, talking about his lifts, really calm, not too crazy type of content. That's inspirational for sure. Hopefully we get there. And one thing I'll say is that these influencers, these athletes are definitely way bigger in person. I don't think social media gives them enough credit for that. The beauty of London is that in that short span of, let's say, how many days, 2 days, I got to experience so many different flavors of life. I mean, coming from the food and just the general experiences. This was a museum that hosted some of my favorite artists and creators, Basquiat, Andy Warhol, and even introduced me to some fire ones to add to my collection, like Robbie Williams and Banksy. It's just nice to see artists being celebrated in such a cool way that you don't get to experience when you're coming from countries like ours, you know. Just modern art being showcased in the way it was super fire. Maybe in a certain life, in a certain lifetime, I could be an artist and also have my whole display of creations like the way it was here. Super inspirational to keep going, I won't lie.
It's not as easy as it looks.
That's exactly what the king said.